I don't know how many times we've been asked for this, but we finally got the opportunity to speak to a seasoned lawyer here in the Philippines all about leases and as well as forming a corporation so that you can purchase land as a foreigner without a Filipino wife here in the Philippines legally. Absolutely legally. And that's the most important part of this. We want to make sure everything is legal. And so today I have attorney Sheila, and she's going to help us out with a lot of the pressing things that a lot of us have been thinking about and that I can see down in the comments. So here we go. Hello, attorney Sheila.
Hello, good morning, Michael. I am here with Michael today, and he has been asking lots of questions, and we will make it easier for you. Living here in Rojas City is very easy and doable because we have lots of good properties here for everyone, and we welcome you here in Rojas City, Capiz. For leases or sales of properties, we make it easy for you, especially also for foreigners. We welcome you here, and we can set up corporations wherein you can own a percentage of the property, and we set up documents such as special power of attorneys to make it easy for you to do business here in the Philippines. You can own properties, of course. But if you don't have any girlfriends or loved ones here in the Philippines, we can also do that. But some of the foreigners marry for that to happen.
Yes.
But if you don't, then we set up corporations with partners, Filipino partners, to manage the property for you. And you own the property and manage it. We can manage also the property for you.
Can I ask a few questions? So you can set up special shares, correct?
Yes.
So you'd have a Class A shares and then
Yes.
preferred shares, for example.
Yes.
And so that for your shares would have like the voting rights,
Yes.
maybe disbursement rights.
Yes.
So that any of the partners, say you set up a lawyer as the other partner, for example, that if you were to sell the property or anything like that, the disbursements would still go to you and you don't have to worry about
Yes.
the other partner. And under the law, they really only concerned that everything stays within the Philippines.
Yes.
So it's either with a Filipino or a corporation that is in the Philippines because it's under Filipino law.
Yes, correct.
Right. And when it comes to leases, what are some of the most important things? If you're going to lease the land and then build on it, what are some of the things that you should watch out for? And what's the most important aspects of doing a lease like that?
Well, if you want to buy properties for leases, make at least decide on a property that is in a commercial area so you can get big bucks for it, because sometimes foreigners buy properties without really looking at it. So look for a good location. It's always location, so that you get the good price for it. And look for good managers so that the reporting of the finances will be right, and scheduling of reports and documentations. Everything should be documented. So all of the provisions of your contract are written, so and everyone understands the roles.
Yes, and because a lot of people will buy agricultural land here and then
Yes.
realize there's only so many things you can build on that. So yeah, it's very important on the zoning, essentially, what is
Yes.
done with that. Taxes are pretty favorable here, correct?
Yes.
It's not very it's not very costly to own land here and then build on it. Per year, it's quite low, correct, in
Yeah.
Rojas City?
Not really that much. So reasonable costs.
Right.
Yeah,
Right,
especially for agricultural properties. But then for agricultural lands, mostly the projects that can be done there are agricultural in nature, of course.
Right, of course, yeah. And is there any restrictions for foreigners who own a business here? Is there any industry that is protected? Foreigners are not allowed to own a business in that aspect or anything like that you're aware of?
Not that much, really, but because usually the managers are usually Filipino, so
Right.
yeah.
You may not be able to do those jobs without a work permit,
Yeah.
but you can own without a work
Yes.
permit. Okay, very good. And when it comes to properties and leases, stuff like that, typically how long can you get? 50 years? I've heard people say 99 years, but I think there is a law.
50 at least.
It's 50, right?
And renewable.
Yeah, renewable. That's
Yeah.
right. Renewable, transferable.
Yes.
So that if anything happens to you,
Yes.
or you want to sell, for example,
Yes.
say you're 70 or 50 years old when you start it, and then when you're 70, you're like, oh, I can't handle having a big house. I'm going to go move to a condo or maybe a retirement residence.
Everything is doable actually. And right now we are doing that for a foreigner principal, and it's getting along well.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, so say for example, somebody wants to live 6 months here, 6 months in their home country. Do the attorneys here, like yourself, offer services where they can manage over your finances? Because people have to be paid, things like that. And trust can be a big issue.
Yes.
And so having an attorney and manage their affairs while they are away in case anything happens, because you don't want all of a sudden you come back and there's A, people squatting in your house, B, you have bills that are unpaid and taxes unpaid and problems with the government or whatever is taking place. You can do like a special power of attorney during those 6 months. They can sign on behalf and take care of you. And if they're a lawyer, it's a lot easier to trust a lawyer because they can lose their license, obviously, as opposed to
everything is documented. Yeah,
right, exactly.
We are actually doing that right now with some business partners who are foreigners.
Okay, well there you go. That's perfect.
Management of his property, apartment properties here.
Perfect.
Just come here and try this. We have been in business with the foreigner clients for almost 3 to 5 years right now.
Okay, very good. Excellent.
And he will be coming here this December, I think, to visit the property.
Right. And you personally, and your partner, you're very trusted. You literally work for the province. You're an appointee, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm the Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction Manager, actually.
Yeah, there you go. So if you have an emergency, she can also send you an ambulance or an air ambulance or something.
We are the 911 counterpart.
That's right. So yeah, like a political appointee sort of thing. So it's not like she's moonlighting or anything. Nothing like that. Okay, so, and that's why I'm here, is because Pueblo de Panay, I asked them these type of questions, and they have a no policy. No, just like it sounds. Where if you come in there and you want to get property, but you don't have a Filipino wife, you don't have this, you don't have that, they will never say no. They'll find you a solution, but they will never say no. There's always a way to make it work. And so I said, okay, can I meet one of your attorneys here? Unfortunately, their main attorney is your business partner, not in today, but thankfully Attorney Sheila was available to answer these kind of questions, because I hear it all the time in the comments. You guys hear it all the time in the comments. Foreigners can't own land, foreigners can't own land. Yeah, you're talking about technicalities, but there are ways that are still 100% legal under the government's law. They only are concerned that it's a Filipino or a Philippine corporation because the government doesn't want to lose control over its own land. That's how it works. So that's it. It's not that they don't want you to buy land here. They do. They just want you to do it legally and lawfully. All right, Attorney Sheila, thank you very much for all of your help today. This was really, really important for a lot of people, and I got to answer a bunch of my questions to be answered, so that's really appreciated as well. All right, guys, thank you very much, and hopefully this helps. Let me know in the comments. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Those of you who just like to build your own thing, there are different options, especially in a place like this, where in Rojas City, where people are aggressive, and that's what you want. You want a place that they are aggressive and they're trying to work with you. So this company has already said, yes, they're open to all different kinds of things. You want to do a long-term lease on the land, that kind of thing, with transferability, which is fantastic. So you lease it for 50 years.